For my tech share, I want to show you Khan Academy, specifically the coaching features in Khan Academy. You can become a coach to your students. First, let me tell you a little bit about Khan Academy. Khan Academy is developed by Salman Khan, and he basically wants to create free education for as many people as possible. So he's uploaded tons of videos, and it goes from kindergarten to college. So to learn some of the content, click here on subjects, and these are all the different areas that you can have your students learn, or you can learn yourself. So here's math, and it goes, like I said, from early math all the way to trigonometry, differential calculus, and you can just look at a whole bunch of different things. So I was a sixth grade teacher, so I had I set up this math class, and they've tied this content to the core curriculum. So I would go in through here, look at some of the assignments, and here anything with a triangle in it is a video of Khan teaching you how to do the math. And then anything with a star on it is the activity that you're supposed to do. So if I click on this, it will take me to a video of Khan teaching the class.
Let's see if we can add 9.087 to 15.31.
So anyway, they'd watch these videos, and then it would take them to this assignment. And the way it works is you have to get 5 correct in a row before you're done with that assignment. And it'll keep on giving you new problems until you get 5 in a row, which is really good because students want to get their work done as fast as they can in math, and so they make a lot of silly mistakes. It was a very good way to encourage them to slow down when they were doing math and to be more careful when they were doing math, because I had a student who he really did understand the concepts, but he kept on getting 4 in a row, and then he would make just a silly mistake on the 5th one, and it would make him do 5 in a row all over again. This method of getting the 5 in a row correct, it really hit the point home. Like, if I slow down and be more careful, I will actually get done with this. I made myself their coach. And so when you're their coach, you can see their progress, and there's a whole bunch of different things that you could look at. I'm going to click on student progress instead. You can separate it to the last 7 days and see what your students are working on in the last 7 days. But I want to do all time because it'll show all the work that they've done. So as you see this populating here, my students, you can see the red is concepts that they're struggling with. The blue is concepts that they've mastered. And the clock here is the amount of time that they have spent working on this. So I can look here and say, okay, there's these 8 concepts that Emily is struggling with, and they all made their own names, which they love doing. And so these are all the concepts that she has mastered right here, because you can see that they're mastered, and you can see the ones that she needs practice, and then the ones that she's struggling with, it shows it in red. And you can go look at the questions that she's taken, and it shows you how much time they've spent working on that problem. So this is time used in seconds. So you can see if they're getting them wrong and they're spending lots of time in it, or you can see if they're getting them wrong just because they're like clicking through it really, really quickly. And so what I would do is, as they were watching a lecture, instead of me doing the lecture, I would pull all the students up who are struggling with a certain concept. There's a way, skill progress right here. This is the view that I would look at all the time, and I'd say, okay, basic ratios. These are the people who have mastered it, and this right here needs practice and struggling. I knew that these people needed a little bit of additional teaching. So as everybody else was moving on and watching the lectures and working on the assignments, I would call this small group up, and we would work on one of these problems, just the 5 of us. All these views that you see and all this stuff, I didn't know it very well, but I learned how to sign them up, and I signed them up, and I had them start working on it. And I was able to help them with certain things, but there were a ton of things that I didn't know exactly how Khan Academy worked. And I just asked my students, I'm like, how do you get, like, I didn't know how they got from practice to level 1 to level 2 to mastered. And so I asked one of my students, and they were like, oh, this is how you do it. I would give the top 3 people who spent the most time working on Khan Academy would get a prize from me every single week. And I wouldn't tell them who was the top 3. I would just look at this and hint like, oh my gosh, there's 3 people who've got a lot of time. Make sure that you're working hard. And a lot of kids, they worked really hard to get the prize. And even if they don't get anything right, they're persevering and they're trying, which is a really important message to send to elementary school students. So it's free, by the way. That is Khan Academy.